BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views.
What about those Boston Red Sox? Good morning, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome to another Open, one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, from 107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B. We have a great show lined up for you today on Channel 67's Open. Coming up on today's show, we'll find out how to keep healthy this Halloween by eating a lot of pumpkins. I'm only kidding about that part, but we'll find out about it. After that, a local activist will show us what her organization is doing to bring joy to children. Then we talk to a Bronx-born actress and producer right here to share her success story. And finally, we'll sit down with a person, an entrepreneur with a unique style. So stay tuned. All this and more is headed your way because we are now open. Hello and welcome, everybody. I'm your host, once again, Dr. Bob Lee. Today is Monday, October the 28th, Halloween right around the corner, and also the anniversary of Hurricane Sandy. So we'll be out all throughout the week in the Rockaway, Staten Island, Coney Island, all the places that were affected by Hurricane Sandy last year. We're the only live and interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. We've got a great show lined up for you today, but first, let's check with DJ Vince Bracey. He's on the ones and twos and threes, and he has an 8-track machine under the table somewhere over there. How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Oh, you in style, got the hat and shades and everything with no sun.
You came in with the Steve Harvey. I had to, hold myself down a little bit.
How was your weekend, man?
My weekend was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the nice weather, if that's what you want to call it. People are getting sick, but I'm taking care of myself.
From the look at it, it looks like it was cool. You really
Cool. Very cool all the time.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the games, the football games?
Oh yeah. The Jets. The Jets, who were doing so well, they couldn't hold it together, I feel like.
Yeah, they got blown out, huh?
Yeah, the Giants, who were doing so horribly, they picked it up a little bit.
Yeah. I think it was a kicking war, right? They five kicks.
Something like that.
15-7.
I think what was the
Eli
final
Manning
score?
didn't get any touchdowns this time around. But
Nah.
his brother did.
Yeah.
Whoa, the Denver Broncos. Another win, 6-7.
You said they were 7-1.
7-1.
7-1. Yeah, they're doing pretty well. I'm not the biggest Broncos fan. I root for New York teams. So I'm not necessarily a Giants or a Jets, but it's good to see, both of them do well.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah, and also, I love my Yankees. So the Red Sox, I'm really looking forward to them losing the World Series.
It's the World Series, so you got to go for somebody.
Yeah.
So, but the two exciting games, Game 3 and Game 4, very exciting. Yeah.
Very exciting. And the obstruction call on Game 3, I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Horrible.
Yeah. That was a new ruling or something in there, right?
Well, yeah, basically, I guess what happened? The guy tripped over somebody at third base and scored after the fact, so they called it. They called it and they let him score. So.
And the last out of last night's game, a pickoff. Whoa!
Yes.
Here we go.
Very intense. They had
the guys tweeting. They got Facebooking and everything right here on BronxNet's Channel 67's open. So go to BronxNet.org and you can check out all the guys that are doing a great job tweeting and putting things up on Facebook.
At BronxNet TV?
Yeah.
On Twitter, I believe.
There you go. All right. So you got some good music for us?
All the time.
All right, let's rock and roll.
All the time.
We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we're going to let you know how to keep healthy this Halloween. Stay right there.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look. I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything,
It is I, Cruz Zinkerbell. Okay, time for cake.
It's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Drew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Barry, time is running out. According to my calculations, 1 in 5 kids in America struggles with hunger. How can so many children face hunger when there's more than enough food to feed them all?
Babadoo.
You're right, Barry. We can help solve hunger by teaming up with Feeding America to get food to hungry kids in communities across the country.
Help Flint and the Feeding America network of food banks get food to the people who need it in your community. Find your local Feeding America food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Together, we're Feeding America.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
And welcome back, everybody. Our first guest joins us today to share more about how you can keep healthy on Halloween and beyond. We welcome registered dietitian and open nutrition consultant, Fiorella DeCarla. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Always with a wealth of information.
Thank you.
And some healthy eating and healthy living tips, too. What's the best way to avoid overeating this Halloween? I mean, the whole season starts really, from Halloween all the way through Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, it's the
People
biggest.
pack on pounds.
That's right. This is the biggest snowball effect. And I love Halloween, the haunted houses, the midnight revivals of the old horror movies,
Rolling
Texas
in the
Chainsaw Massacre, 1974.
Ooh.
No one wanted to go with me this weekend. I don't understand why
Really?
they didn't want to go see Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh,
with me.
scary.
But it's another story. But you're absolutely right. That's when it all begins, right? Halloween with the Halloween candy all the way through Christmas. So how do we kind of maneuver through all the holidays successfully?
Yeah.
And it seems to me that kind of the biggest place, the biggest challenge is the workplace. If you think about all of the abundance of candies and snacks and cookies and that are available at work at a time during the day when most people are either bored or just kind of sitting down and mindlessly eating, and you have the ladies in the office bringing in their cookies and bringing in their pies, and it's just there, and it's there and available, and people just kind of mindlessly munch all day long.
Yeah.
If it was just Halloween night, then it wouldn't really make a difference to have a treat that evening and then move on. But what happens is then Duane Reade has a 50% off sale on the candy, and then you go get
one free.
and you have Halloween candy till Christmas.
Yeah,
so this is the problem. So it's really about having alternatives for you, or setting the pace in your office. One of the things I understand, bringing things in and making more of a community in your office and your workplace. But there are different things that you can bring in. There are healthier versions of the same foods. There's cooking in small batches as well. You don't have to have 24 cookies. Just bring in one for each person, so they don't keep going all day long.
The other day, and I did the opposite of what she's talking about.
Well, it's on sale, so it's very tempting, right?
And plus, people are knocking on your door, trick or treat, so you want to buy that extra candy. But sometimes if you don't give all that candy away, it's in your house.
It is in your, and that's, so what do you do?
Like
right.
You sit down, watch a game or something like that. You
right.
have all the snacks right there.
And then you have the snack size versions of the candy, and so that gives you more permission to eat 10 of them. And then it becomes the big size version of the candy. But, so the thing is to find alternatives, right? Is to create situations where either you can give it away afterwards to children, maybe, who can enjoy it, bringing it to school and so on, in small portions. You pre-package it so that you only have a small amount at a time. It's not, you shouldn't eliminate it from it because it's a celebration, it's a holiday, but to perhaps just portion them for yourself.
And it goes back to that thing, everything in moderation.
Yes,
but if you see it there, what people usually do? They take that big plastic jack-o'-lantern and they put all that, all the candies in there, and they bring it to work or bring it to school. Or something like that.
Yes, and then they did a lot
of the house.
Yeah, and then so then it's at work and people are bored, and they did a study that at around 3:45 every day is that time of day when people tend to overeat. They'll take in 300 extra calories a day at 3:45 because that's the midpoint between lunch and dinner when people start getting a little munchy and they start craving things, right? So what do? And here you are in the office with all these things that are set out for you. You need to bring alternatives. You need to have alternatives, you know. So why not look at the season and all that it offers? For example, the cinnamon, the pecans, the pumpkin, and the apples.
Things are very good for you.
They're all very good for you. That can be turned into snacks or even desserts. So you can take all of those ingredients and make healthier versions of Halloween treats, for example. One of the things I would say definitely is to, if you're going to have chocolate, try to err on the side of dark chocolate. You know, if you're going to have a chocolate bar, maybe you can have a bar that has nuts in there, right? So then at least nuts have protein in them, and it boosts your satiety, so you're fuller longer, so you don't keep munching on just sugar, right? Because sugar just creates more sugar cravings, right?
So when you get your, what's the difference between the milk chocolate and the darker chocolate?
Well, the dark chocolate just has more antioxidants in it, right? It's a less processed version of what chocolate actually is. Dark chocolate is chocolate the way that it comes out of the ground, right? Milk chocolate is the dumbed down version of dark chocolate.
Did you know that chocolate came out of the ground? You're eating dirt.
Bean.
I'm only kidding. No, that's not.
Yeah,
but explain that.
Right, and so it's a chocolate bean, you know. So you want to, you know, get dark chocolate, 70 to 80%. You know, it's an acquired taste. When I was a young girl, I mean, I would only eat milk chocolate because that's what I was accustomed to, that I was giving.
Bowl.
Yeah, you just pack it in. You know, and dark chocolate to me tasted really, really bitter. I never wanted that, you know. Like when my relatives would come on vacation from Italy, they would bring this dark chocolate. And I was like, oh, this is way too bitter. I can't eat this. So, you know, slowly but surely it becomes an acquired taste just because you're not used to it. And now I prefer it. And so if you choose those types of chocolates and they have some nuts in it, like hazelnuts or pecans or so on, it just makes it a little better version of, say, a milk chocolate snack, you know, antioxidant-wise.
I remember the candies that my cousins used to bring from Italy. It was like it had nuts in it and everything, but it was white.
Yes.
It wasn't the chocolate, but they brought the chocolate also, and then the gold, the 18-karat gold chains for each of us.
Oh, of course. Well, they love gold in Italy. Yes,
yes.
It's definitely a thing. I remember that being young, too. And then, you know, other things like, for example, pumpkin. You know, you can go ahead and you make pumpkin pie and crustless pumpkin pie.
I love pumpkin pie.
It's amazing, pumpkin pudding and pumpkin souffle. It's very easy to get a can of pumpkin. The recipes are very easy to do it. They're actually on the back of the can, and you can include milk for an extra boost of calcium. The pumpkin itself is full of beta-carotene and vitamin A, which is great for your skin, and it's actually very protective of the sun, too. It's a natural sunscreen. So it's very interesting what you can do with that, and you can sprinkle some toasted pecans on it, and there you are. You have a dessert from a can of pumpkin.
Look at that.
It's really interesting, and then, you know, you bring in the whole variety of apples for the season, which are amazing, and you can bake them. I mean, have you baked an apple recently? Do you know?
Recently.
I mean, really, it can be the equivalent of an apple walnut cobbler.
And it's still apple picking season too.
It is.
Pennsylvania, something like that. Come back with some apples and.
Very cheap.
There are baking apples that you can use.
Yes, and they're amazing. They turn, when they cook, they become even sweeter.
Yeah.
And if you're sprinkling a little bit of sugar on it, some nuts, some cinnamon, it's amazing. It's an amazing treat, and it's not as high cal or high as fat as, say, per se, an apple pie. But the flavoring is all there. You will not miss the difference. You know, and even candied apples at the same time. You know, it looks like a big candied apple, but it is an apple, right? So basically, what you just have is a caramel crust with some nuts, which are filled with antioxidants as well, you know.
You don't have any cavities because it's going to get inside your food.
They do. They are very sticky. They are very sticky, but they are very filling as well. Yeah. They're very filling, and they're full of fiber, you know, as well, so they keep you fuller longer. So after you have something like a candied apple that is packed with fiber and vitamins, you know, maybe you're a little too stuffed to have too much of the sugary candies. You know, like, for example, what is candied corn? What is that? Who likes candied corn? Who likes candied corn? What is that? I don't even know. But it's just plain 100% sugar. It's just sugar. There is no other. So I say is if you're going to use the seasonal foods and flavorings, which are abundant and delicious, then choose some that have some healthier ingredients in them and can actually give you some vitamins for the same amount.
You know what? I'm looking past Halloween. I know a lot of people like it. You know, it's cool. But Thanksgiving is when I really pig out. You got to be careful around Thanksgiving too, because people really go in.
Yes. And I think that everything is the same as, you know, it goes for Halloween and each holiday, is preparation is key. You know when you go to holiday parties, there are going to be some things there, right? But you can also bring your own. You bring some of your own versions. And I always say when you're packing your plate, when you're at dinner, you know, what you want to do is you want to start with your protein first. Pick that first because that is the most satiety boosting macronutrient that is there. So you fill that plate first, and then you fill with vegetables, and then you can have your side of starch.
There you go.
You know, and you could do it in a balanced way and pace yourself and watch your alcohol intake because, of course, that makes you, that it's a couple of things that adds calories and it makes you a little bit more loosey-goosey around the calories. So, you know, so that helps.
Some people need to be a little more relaxed. But,
that
you know,
is
you're
true.
right.
That is true.
So some of the things that you should do, you should continue to exercise, right? And
I would say just as a rule of thumb for this holiday season, pick it up 15 extra minutes a day. And
you have to burn more calories.
You do. Just prepare yourself. And 15 minutes a day could be the gym, could be a tape, could be dancing, could be walking. It could be anything. Just boost your activity 15 minutes a day.
Where can we find you?
Fitwithfiorella.com.
There you go. Fiorella DeCarla, the registered dietitian. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Yes, indeed. Always a wealth of information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alrighty. We have to take a quick break, but coming up, we'll hear about a group who works to keep smiles on your faces.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets makes super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a Shelter Pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hello, welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. I don't know why they keep having me. Why do they have me say that? Because I come on each and every night right after The Quiet Storm with Lenny Green, and I work the Steve Harvey Morning Show, and then we do a fantastic job right here, they tell me, right here on Channel 67's Open. Princess for a Lifetime works to improve the lives of youth while in the hospital. That's very, very important. And our next guest joins us to share more. We welcome President and Founder Tanisha Hendricks and Vice President Lisa Ballesteri. We welcome you guys to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're working in hospitals to brighten up some lives and everything, keeping smiles on people's faces. First of all, what is Princess for a Lifetime?
Princess for a Lifetime is a nonprofit organization that started from my own life experience with my child that was diagnosed with cancer. Oh. And while we were in the hospital for about 3 years, I had to find a way to make her forget about what we was going through. So I started getting costumes, playing makeup, and that was at the age of 4. Now she's a survivor at the age of 11.
Oh my God.
And she asked me to continue that for other children. So now that's what I do within the hospitals, Ronald McDonald House, and in the community, try to give back and make them forget about what they're going through in the hospitals.
Wow. And how did you get involved?
Well, I met Tanisha Hendricks through a friend,
Mm-hmm.
and since then we just started working together, and she told me about the cause that she wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, I'm down for it, let's go and do it, why not?
And, you know, of course, it started off with your daughter, and that was, and she's still involved with the program?
Yes, well, she's not able to go into the hospital because of their guidelines, but in the home, she gets the costumes ready, she gets their gifts ready, because our secret is at the end.
Baby girl's playing her part, huh?
Yeah.
That's good.
Because at the end of our day with them and dressing them up, wherever they're dressed up as, they're always a prince or a princess, whether they're a bunny, a rabbit, a ninja, they're whatever they want to be. And the gift that we give them is that they're able to keep their costume.
Yeah.
So they find that out at the end of our day with them.
How do you get them to realize that they are special, they are number one, that they are a princess for a lifetime?
Well, first of all, when we get to the hospital, they get the strength to get out of bed. That's one. And forget. So when they put their costume on, we do a tour. They are on the floor, take photos. So it's an experience that they get the strength to get up and just forget what they're going through.
Well, we have to go with you guys the next time.
Yeah,
you go in.
And sometimes, like for Easter, Christmas, of course, we dressed up and, you know, as a bunny.
Will you guys dress up as bunnies? She pointed
She's
to
been
you.
a bunny and Santa Claus a couple of times.
I enjoy it, you know, just
Yeah.
to make, you know, these kids laugh and have a memory for a lifetime.
That's good. That's good. You know, I'm feeling that. I really feel that. You know, and I know you guys are passionate about it. You know, you go in. They let you go into any hospital you want to go into. You
Well,
let them
right
know
now,
about your programs.
right now, whatever hospital that we ask to go in, they'll look at the program and say, right now we're in 6 hospitals and the Ronald McDonald House,
good.
and we're getting bigger. We're trying to go in any hospital, any hospital that would take us in, because we want to give this program, and we don't only dress them up. Sometimes we go in on a monthly basis and take the whole hospital, the children out of there, and do activities with them for the day.
Yeah,
so we're trying to give not only to children with cancer, but any children with an illness within the hospital.
Where were you guys when I was in the hospital for 2 months as a kid? And I was like 8 years old. I was in the hospital. I got run over by a car.
Oh.
And I wanted somebody like you to come in dressed as a bunny, or, you know. Any memories? I mean, what stands out in your mind? What are special memories from being in the hospital, working with the youngsters?
Well, that they remember us when we come back, and the parents are able to say thank you for that moment. They get to capture the pictures, because sometimes it's hard for us as well to go in and we do hear that a child has passed on, but they still have that memory that we came in and dressed them up, and they was able to walk around and do activities, paint their nails, listen to their favorite music, and they have their memories to life the lifetime.
Yeah, I had one of those situations where, you know, it really hurt me a lot. I was visiting Harlem Hospital, and this little kid used to look forward to me visiting him, and this one time, I don't know what happened, I thought he got out, but his mother, I was on the stage in Harlem for Harlem Week, and his mother came up to me and said, you know, little John, I forgot his name, you know, little Johnny, at Harlem Hospital? And I said, yeah. He says, he passed away. And I'm just supposed to be hosting on stage. I just felt an overwhelming, like,
when
down.
that situation happened to me once, it was like devastating.
Yeah.
But as you go along, you have to be strong.
It helps you to remember the joy that you brought to
course.
somebody's face, you know, and that helped me to overcome all of that stuff while on stage. I said, well, you know, he was a good kid, and, you know, we had a good interaction while we were there.
Yes.
So this is a wonderful thing, and, you know, more people should get involved in what you're doing.
And we want the community, you know, to get involved with us. And you
how do you want them to get involved?
Well, we accept donations, anything for costumes, toys, any little thing that they could help with.
How about public officials? Can they get involved and help you?
Yes, we would love them to get involved.
Health plans, sometimes they give out a lot of stuff, you know. Yeah, hook them up. Let them know what you want.
Well, we want people out there to really, you know, to give their time, you know, even volunteers that are willing to come to the hospitals and work with us as a team and get involved and see for yourself what we really enjoy out there, going to the hospitals.
What do you have coming up next that people can get involved with? Well, you can't bring a bunch of people into the hospital because, you know.
Right.
We have
but they can come.
But they could come, or you could
not
check
physically,
us out in Facebook, Princess for a Lifetime, or Instagram.
Or princessforalifetime.org, which is our website. But we want people to lend a hand. If they know of children within the hospitals that could use our service, please contact us at Princess for a Lifetime at Yahoo.
That's wonderful.
Different things. We want to let the children experience that people out there that might not know you still care, and we want to change the lives within the hospital. We want to make a difference.
Yeah. What do you guys have? You have anything coming up that we can get involved in?
Well, not at this time. We don't have anything like any events coming up because we're full throttle. No, we're just in the hospital, like dressing up, doing events with the hospital. We don't have anything for the community.
That helps to heal people too.
Yeah.
You know? You put a smile on their face, and you know they look forward to getting better, and you encourage them to get better. You know,
that's the mission. That's the goal.
Music, making people smile, making people laugh. That all, you know, that's medicine that you can't, you know.
Yeah, we're trying to give the medicine of laughter rather than, you know. And the other thing is we don't only cater to the children that have cancer. We cater to all children with illnesses, whether they're suffering from asthma, they've been in the hospital more than a week.
Yeah.
The Child Life tells us, you know, this child needs you from infants to teenagers. We don't, you know, not do.
So where can you see this going? You want it to be bigger than what it is now?
Of course. I dedicate my 24/7 to this, like my life.
This is it. This is what
I do.
This is your passion.
Yeah, because I see change, and I love to see a child could get out of bed and get up and get dressed.
Yeah.
So it's something that I love, and it worked for my daughter. So I'm trying to do the others for children in the hospital.
So your daughter's going to join you. She's joining you now, preparing all the costumes and everything. But I know you want to extend it to all the hospitals, maybe throughout the 5 boroughs, and then maybe throughout the nation.
Yeah, because we are currently in a hospital in New Jersey as well. So we're branching out.
All right. Well, good luck to you guys.
Thank you
so much.
Now, how can people get involved with you?
They could reach us on our website, which is princessforalifetime.org, via email, princessforalifetime@yahoo, our Facebook, Instagram, our business LinkedIn account, or, you know, just sending us a, and donations they can mail them as well.
Whatever, any little thing counts.
Yeah.
They could even go on Facebook and make the donation there.
Oh, you have a thing there?
Yes.
PayPal and everything? Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, thank you guys for stopping by, okay?
Thank you for
I
having
think
us.
you're doing a wonderful thing, you know, and keep it up because more people need this, and I think it puts a lot of smiles. It'll keep the smiles on their faces, like you stated. And good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you
and
so
hope
much.
that next time you come back, you have some wonderful stories to share with us.
Yeah,
some live testimonials. Tanisha Hendricks, President and Founder, Princess for a Lifetime, and Lisa Ballesteri, the Vice President. Give them a big round of applause, everybody. Yes, indeed. You know, guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to go trick-or-treating. Does this thing work? There you go. And when we return, we'll hear from a Bronx-born actress, producer, and a whole bunch of stuff that she does. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jeff Fox for 107.5 WBLS. And when I get off the radio, I check out my man, the Dr. Bob Lee and Cool Clyde. It's open on BronxNet. I never miss it.
I love being in classrooms like this one and learning new things. But I'm a Brooklyn girl, and I know school can be hard. It's demanding, and we kids have many distractions, lots of other things we could be doing. Sometimes even your friends may tell you that school isn't cool, that it isn't the place to be. Don't listen to them. There's nothing more important than education. It's the key to everything else. It helps us understand our world and be better people, better friends, and better citizens. So stay in school, and don't let anyone tell you that you're not good enough or smart enough. Be a star, shine brighter than anyone else, and you'll make the grade.
This has been a public service announcement of the Make the Grade Foundation. Go to makethegrade.org to learn more.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
I don't know what's happening. Start a new chat. What did I do? Okay. Wow. That is so weird.
Hey! Hi!
Oh my gosh. Hi! God, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so nervous. Gia, you're so big. Come closer to the camera. Wait, now you're in my face. That was so good.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
And welcome back, everybody. Our next guest is a talented Bronx-born actress and producer. And she joins us today to share more about her career and her impressive upcomings, the upcoming roles that she has and that she's going to be involved in. And we welcome Sheila Frazier. Sheila Frazier
Atchison.
Atchison.
Yeah.
I thought maybe a H was missing there.
No, I know a lot of people do.
Yes.
They want to say Atchison.
Atchison.
Yeah.
Atchison. Yeah, well, we welcome you to the show.
It's good to be with you.
There was a video that played in the beginning.
Yes.
Explain that video.
That video is my son's video. He is a wonderful, wonderful recording artist, Derek McKeith. And so, you know, from the time that he was 6 months old, he would rock to music. So he just carries it on.
You see that? And it runs in the family, too. A lot of talent in the family.
Thank you.
Explain a little bit about some of the roles that you've been in and some of the things that you've done.
Okay, all right. My career started around 1970, well, actually 72, in the first film called Superfly, and then from there I went on and did Three the Hard Way with Jim Brown. I had a series with Lou Gossett. I did California Suite, where I played opposite Bill Cosby. I played his wife, you know, and Ron O'Neal and I, we did 3 movies together. One was the second one was with The Hitter, and then we did another one in Africa. Right. You know, Superfly TNT. But yeah, so I do things I don't even remember, but I'm excited about what's coming up, though.
What's coming up?
What's coming up in January is there is a new series on BET called Being Mary Jane, and it's starring Gabrielle Union, Richard Roundtree, and Margaret Avery. And so they had me come in for a couple of guest star appearances. I'm on 2 of the episodes thus far, but I'm believing that they're going to bring me back.
Yeah, beautiful. I like Richard Roundtree, too. He's a down-to-earth person. He's like you. You know, he's personable, he can talk. I spoke to you over there a little while ago.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are not like that in the business. But I met him at the Magic Johnson Theater. I met him a couple of times.
In California?
No, here.
Here? Okay.
In New York.
Okay.
And he was talking about prostate cancer.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's just...
Richard had breast cancer.
He had breast cancer.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And most men don't think
that they can get breast cancer.
Most people don't believe that men can get breast cancer.
Right.
But he had breast cancer, and now he's a tremendous advocate, and he speaks all over the country about it.
Montel Williams also, I think, had a problem with that when he was in the military. But yes, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, he's cool.
He is.
You know, he's the one who got me in acting. You know, he was the one that introduced me to it. Because when I was growing up, I had such a bad stutter, you know, and...
Well, you can't tell now.
Only when I'm acting.
Yeah.
You ask my husband, he'll tell you. I do stutter at home sometimes,
You can't tell. But yes, I used to have the long coat and everything, the Superfly coat. And, back in the days with the big afro. You guys inspired me.
Did you have the big hat?
I had the big hat.
Oh, give it up. Come on.
But I had a big afro too, so I wore the afro more than the hat. So this is wonderful. You're doing some wonderful things. You're back in it, and you also produce?
Yeah, you know, when the entertainment industry is such that it goes in waves. And so when it took a lull for me, then I stepped behind the camera and I started working. The first thing was when Essence had their first television show. And I was the West Coast producer of that. And then later on, BET wooed me. And I thought I was only going to be with them for 6 months, and I wound up being with them for 13 years. You know, so I was a producer with them. And then when the latter part of my career with them, I was director of talent, which meant that our primetime shows, those particularly that yielded out of California, that I was responsible for getting a talent you know, to be on the show. So it's fun.
Beautiful. What stands out in your mind? I mean, you know, in this acting business, there's a lot of roles that we play, a lot of things that we do. What's the one thing that stands out in your mind? What did you have most fun with?
Probably with Bill Cosby in California Suite. Yeah. Because he and Richard Pryor,
they just had you laughing all throughout the whole thing, right?
Oh yeah, really, really good. You know, and two exceptional people. Richard probably was one of the most misunderstood people in the sense that he was painfully shy, very, very quiet, had a heart of gold, very, very sensitive, very, very sensitive, and just brilliant. Just brilliant. Bill for me is probably the most brilliant, not just comedians, but people, humanitarians. He and his wife Camille Cosby, amazing, amazing people.
Yeah.
But he, you know, he's been able to be relevant. You know, I mean, he's been in the business for forever. And yet he can still say things that I think are very relevant and very important about our kids and how we're supposed to handle our lives and dress and you know.
Now, there are two opposite ends of the spectrum. You got Richard Pryor on one end and Bill Cosby on the other. And to get them both together had to be sort of explosive. You know.
The interesting thing was, during that time, that's when Richard had his bout with drugs, and we didn't know half the time he was going to be on the set or not be on the set. But the only person who could coax Richard to that set was Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby, yeah.
He had such a tremendous amount of respect for him that anything that Bill said went, you know. And so, but they were great. They were just. Bill is like the godfather of comedy. He was like the father of Richard. He just, Richard just honored him and just, he like worshiped Bill.
Yeah. And how did you feel being in between these two great actors?
I was a happy camper. I just enjoyed their uniqueness, you know, and their kindness. Because Richard lived in California, my son and I, we could go to his house and and hang out and swim even if he wasn't there. You know, he had that kind of kindness and you know, I mean, he was just a good guy.
Yeah,
he really, really was.
Now you've been through this whole thing, you know, and you saw all these wonderful people, acted with them, and just been around them. What made you want to get involved in this?
Stuttering.
So just like Richard Pryor, he was shy, so this is an outlet for him?
That's right.
So this was an outlet for you also?
That's right, because as I said, growing up, I stuttered a great deal, and it wasn't until Richard Roundtree convinced me to go to NEC. And in order to get into NEC, you had to prepare a monologue. And I was telling him,
that was like a tough thing to do.
Oh, man, because I used to sweat bullets, you know, in front of people. But I prepared this monologue, right? And I'm saying, God, please don't let me stutter. Please don't let me stutter. I mean, I would be like, you know, that kind of stuttering.
Yeah. But now you can act it out and not do it.
The mind is so incredible. The mind is so brilliant. God created us in the most amazing way.
Yes.
That I gave myself permission to be somebody else.
See that?
Didn't even realize it was happening, but.
You went through the same thing. James Earl Jones went through the same thing.
James Earl Jones, I had to interview him for BET. And I was trying to interview him, and I started stuttering. He was so compassionate, and so he said,
He knew.
He said, "Don't worry, I stutter too." And he said, "You just have to substitute words, and you just have to do this."
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
So you pick and choose the words that you don't think will
Yeah.
create the stuttering.
Yes, that,
Wow.
and you learn how to breathe differently and whatnot.
And when you think you're going to stutter, just pause for a second. I don't know. Just
Well, for different people, it's different things. For me, it was I know a lot of praying, but breathing, breathing. And when I saw myself stumbling over the, I would just go. I didn't worry about.
you're helping a lot of people right now because there's a lot of people who stutter.
Yeah, and the misunderstanding is that people think that stutterers are not bright and intelligent people.
Yeah.
What it is that their minds are working so quickly, often case,
Right.
that it's hard to kind of coordinate the two. So their minds are working quickly. Then they have the pressure of what you're thinking of them. Are you going to laugh? Are you going to, what people tend to do is they tend to finish your sentences for you, which is awful to do to a stutterer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're trying to help out a little bit. I saw this guy on, it was a sports thing. I thought there was something going, he wasn't stuttering, but I knew he was tired. Sometimes we get tired in the business too. And this is not your best day. And sometimes you want to help him out with his words. So there was 4 former football players on the set with this guy, helping him out with his words, and they were saying what he wanted to say, that he, the things that he couldn't say.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that when you don't
That's hard.
you don't like anybody coming in trying to finish up your sentences for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
So let's do a recap. Tell us about your upcoming roles one more time. Let everybody know, and how can we get involved and be a part of it all?
Well, if you would watch BET, it's premiering in January, Being Mary Jane, and starring Gabrielle Union, Richard Pryor, Margaret Avery, and a host of other people that I don't remember, and me. Well, actually, I'm just guest appearing in the 2 episodes. And
That's all right. We're all going to tune in and check it out. Where's my girl that we interviewed?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you've been on the air for how long now?
On radio?
On radio.
I've been doing radio for, how long have I been doing radio? Sometimes I forget it's so long.
That voice
for
of
about
yours.
25, 30 years.
That voice of yours, when did you know that was your calling?
Well, I didn't know. I was DJing. I was into sports. I was into baseball, football. I was going to become a professional boxer. And then I think the music bug hit me, and I started DJing all over the place before I even got in radio.
Really?
Yeah. So I started putting the music together with the voice stuff and got involved in radio.
Because you have a very melodic, you want to just do this. Really?
You do?
Is that?
Are you going to tune me in tonight?
I'm going to tune you in tonight.
All right, you'll be spending the night with me.
Oh, well, my husband may not.
But your husband will be there too.
Have something to say about that.
He's looking at the screen and said, "Hey, what is this guy talking about? He's hitting on my wife." No, a lot of people spend the night with me from 12 to 5.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
And you're going to be interviewing my husband.
Yes, he's coming on next.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
There you go. All right. Beautiful. Okay, where can we get more information about you? Is there a website or anything?
You know what? No, I don't have a website, but they can certainly email me if there's something that they want to say. Frazier, mmg@gmail.com.
And you know what? There are a lot of actors and people looking to get into the business. One quick word.
And I
got
train
you.
them,
You train them?
I train people who are interested in either public speaking, public appearance, or acting.
Beautiful. Give us one piece of advice.
Keep your morals intact. Don't compromise. Don't compromise your morals.
Give her a big hand. Sheila Frazier Atkinson. Atkinson. You guys will teach me how to shoot. All right, we've got to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll sit down with the Bronx entrepreneur and stylist. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And this was the day we all got to forget that I was sick. This was my wish.
And welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your #1 source for R&B. And our next guest has made a name for himself for his entrepreneurial skills and hairstylings. Please welcome to the show, John Atchison. See?
Okay.
Atchison.
Atchison. Oh, man. Hey,
so
man.
what kind of business are you talking about? You're talking about hairstyling and all of that? You do a lot of that here in...
It's a combination of both. One of the things is a hair salon. That's where I started was a hairstylist. And I used to work at Vidal Sassoons, and I became manager.
Vidal Sassoons, yeah. They still have that around, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, Vidal's not involved in it. He passed away.
Right.
Just the late Vidal. But Sassoon was bought, the company was bought by another company.
Yeah.
So they just keep the name Sassoon.
Right.
Yeah, but
Why
that's where I
hair?
started. Women. I always would see women, and I saw different hairstyles on them. And I could see where I could improve their look if they had a different hairstyle.
Right.
Yeah.
Different textures, different hairstyles.
What I didn't know about the texture so much is the shapes. I was into shapes.
Yeah.
So I would try to, in my mind, redress the hair, change it around, see it cut a certain way. And so when one day I was going past Sassoons, that's before I even knew who he was. It was on Madison Avenue, and I saw these guys in there dressed in suits doing hair. I said, now that's the kind of place I like to have.
They didn't have the robes on, or they had suits on.
They had suit ties,
yeah.
And they were from London, because he brought over these guys from London.
Right.
And I said, now that impresses me. That's the kind of shop I want to have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a shop like that now here in the Bronx?
Yes. In fact, my second shop was on Madison Avenue, right across the street from where I managed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It was a journey, because I started on 55th Street between 5th and 6th. And then we moved up to Madison, and it took 20 years, but I saw a dream come true.
Yeah.
I set my sights. I said, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. And I knew that there would be clients, particularly African-American clients, who would be interested in great hair cutting.
So you didn't want to just cut hair or style hair. You wanted to start a business.
Right. Well, I wanted to create jobs. Okay. My first desire was to cut hair and become one of the best cutters. I went to London. I trained there. Trained with Sassoons for 5.5 years. Managed his shop, so I was learning the business of hair.
Right.
And I reached the point where, as I told Vidal, it's time to graduate.
Yeah.
And so he wanted me to stay, and he was going to open up a salon for me. And then I said, well, I'd already gone to the bank, made arrangements, gone to the Small Business Administration to figure out how to start a business. Went to the bank, got a loan, and had a broker look for a location.
There you go. Now, in starting a business and getting involved in what you're doing and what you got involved in, a lot of obstacles.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Talk about those obstacles and how you overcame those obstacles.
One was education. I didn't know management, so I went to school. I went to NYU, took management courses.
Knocked that barricade down.
Right, financial courses. Okay, accounting for the non-financial manager.
Yeah, got that out of the way.
Okay, because Fidel said, look, learn the numbers.
Yep.
So being a hairstylist, which most hairstylists think, well, I got a big clientele, I'm a hairstylist, let me start my own business.
Right.
But they don't know business.
Yeah.
So it becomes more difficult. Excuse me. So I said, let me get some business information under my belt.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have to have that lady. What's that lady that comes on TV? She covers those different.
Tabitha?
Tabitha.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, she'll have to come in and rearrange your whole shop, but she doesn't have to do yours.
Well, no. But you know, I welcome anyone who can come in and help us become better.
Yes.
And the key thing about working at Sassoon's, I learned so much about cutting that I wanted to share it. And like I said, I wanted to create jobs, and I knew that anyone who worked with us, they had to go through a training program.
Yeah.
You know, because cutting is very sensitive.
So John, you could be like a Tabitha and start a whole nother male side of that program where you go around and straighten out a lot of businesses.
That is something that we were doing.
Reality TV type of thing. Can we start setting that up now? Or?
It's a thought. It's a thought. But where God led me, and I didn't know it at the time, I had learned something. I wanted to share it. I started classes. I started teaching haircutting.
Yes.
Not only in my salon with my staff, but I started teaching it at hair shows. So I went from hair show all over the country, over in the Caribbean, in Europe, teaching hairstylists how to cut hair.
And you have a certain technique?
I would say the technique was there already. I applied it to a different fabric of hair. And so when I started cutting African American textured hair, chemically straightened hair, and I started creating various shapes. Okay, and people, you know, they fell in love with them. At that time, I remember Stephanie Mills. I gave her a haircut, and I wouldn't curl it, because I was into my shapes, right? She said, "You will never cut my hair ever again," and she never let me cut her hair again.
You're putting it nicely. We know what you really said.
But she still came to the salon.
Yeah.
She had other operators do it. But I was, back in that time, I was concentrating on making a statement, you know, with the scissor, with cutting.
Yeah. What are some of the different styles that you use?
Well, mine is more shaped, like I said.
Yeah.
We believe in the pure. Well, I do. I believe in the purity of hair cutting. Okay. So those shapes can be geometric shapes. I think we started probably the geometric look. Okay. And we're going back in the late 70s.
Yeah.
All right. Some of the people in this room weren't even born yet. But
you could do the Grace Jones and all those.
Right. In fact, we did Grace Jones.
Oh,
back in that. Right. Beverly Johnson. All those.
Beverly Johnson.
Right.
She used to hang out with a Frankie Crocker. At
Yes.
WBLS.
Yeah. Met him several times as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we concentrated on the shapes of hair. So we would relax it, cut it, and not just let it dry natural.
Yeah.
And then for natural shapes, I did the first, I called it an Afro beret. It was sort of an asymmetric beret, asymmetric Afro.
Look at that. Is there anything that we should know that, you know, that's behind the scenes that you think our public needs to know about?
With hair, it is no secret anymore. Oprah did a full-scale article in her magazine revealing a lot. Now, what I have found out in my years of experience, that people come to barbershops and hair salons and they talk a lot about their personal lives.
Yeah.
So they tell us a lot of things.
Right.
That they don't tell their husband or their wives or their priest. And we have privy to some very sensitive information.
Wow. You
and
can take
because
some
of that,
psychology classes and turn that into another room in the back.
Well,
couch.
It's actually encouraged for us to be prepared and sensitive. I found the best solution for that, rather than gossip with people, because people would do that too, direct them where they can get help. And my wife and I, we found out the best way to handle clients who bring problems, not just hair problems, but they have marriage problems, they have children problems, they have financial problems, they have job problems.
It all comes out in the salon.
It comes out in the salon. So we share the Lord with them.
Yeah.
We give them a Bible to read.
Oh, wow.
We have material there that will help them, elevate themselves.
Where is this place?
In addition to the blonde, it's our ministry.
Yes.
Really.
Where are you located?
We're Madison Avenue, 143 Madison Avenue, between 31st and 32nd. Okay, and the phone number, 212-265-7206. And we have a website, johnatchison.com.
So that chair should be able to lay down into a couch.
We have that too. We have the chair that lays back.
See?
Yeah, but not for that purpose.
Right,
but,
I guess.
But because generally I'm cutting hair and I'm praying the prayer of salvation with someone. Someone's getting saved,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to people looking to get into your business?
I would say first, you have to love people. That's the first thing.
It's a people business.
Right, because if you're going into it just to make money, it's not going to work for you. But if you love people, okay, and you want to help people look better, feel better, I would say, okay, that's a profession for you. Go to school, educate, get a license. There are a lot of hairdressers who are, I call them jackleg hairdressers. Okay, they go to school a little bit and then they drop out and start doing hair in their homes. But get a license. Okay, and then after school, go and work with someone who you want to be like. One of the best people in the business. I was fortunate because Sassoon's at that time was the best salon to work in. Don't plan to start out at the top. Be an apprentice.
Yeah.
Work under someone.
And all too often people want it right away. I want to go to the top.
Right.
But
right,
you're missing out on a whole lot to try to get to that top.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much. Where can we reach you now?
143 Madison Avenue. Okay. Between 31st and 32nd Street. Phone number 212-265-7206.
There you go. John Atchison, Salon and Spa. I got you this time. And there's the address right there. And it's 143, right? Madison Avenue. And that number is
212-265-7206.
Thank you.
And the website, johnatchison.com.
There you go. Can I sit in your chair?
You certainly can.
There you go.
Best haircut you'll ever have.
Give John Atchison a big round of applause, everybody. Entrepreneur. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank our guest for joining us, and you, our viewer, for tuning in and checking it all out. If you missed any part of today's show, you can tune into the recablecast of Open at 5 and 10 p.m. 5 p.m. and 10 p.m., or you can watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org, or you can catch an all-new episode Wednesday at 10 a.m. with Darren Jaime. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. You can catch me on each and every night right after the Quiet Storm with Lenny Green over 107.5 WBLS. And always remember this. What you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. From all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and wonderful day. Love you all. Peace.